There we go. Hey
There it
guys,
is.
it's Ted Bogert and Wendy Stewart. Happy New Year. Happy January 2024. I can't believe it. This is the year, lots of momentous stuff going on. And I have the one and only Wendy Stewart with me. We've kind of
Hi,
relabeled.
guys.
Hi, Wendy. How's it going?
It's going great over here in this new year.
New year. We're 2 days in. We last show we did, we talked about our words for 2024, which we'll revisit. Seems to be in the word of everything. But we hope you guys had a great holiday season. I know it was beautiful for me, and I know Wendy had a great one too. So what's kicking, Wendy? How you doing? How was your holiday?
I had an amazing holiday. Little different because my dad, he passed away in November, so it was it was different is the best way to put it. But we tried our best, but it was definitely there was some sadness in the air. Um, but we did our usual traditions. We went to candlelight service at church, and then we went and saw a movie on Christmas Day. And my
Yeah, you did.
bonus
What movie did you see?
Oh, we saw
Wonka, right?
Wonka. It was so good.
I heard it was so
It
good.
was a good Christmas movie. Highly, highly recommend. It was good for all ages. So it was very good. Highly recommend.
And then
Loved it.
you've been I saw you posted about Naughty Lobster. You've been out and about
I
doing a lot of stuff.
Whenever my friend Ted says something is good and we've got to try it, we really enjoyed that place.
It was good, right?
It was good. It was a great act. Everyone was so friendly.
I know.
We
It's
loved the cocktails, the sangria, their house sangria.
Oh, it was good. See, I didn't try their sangria. They have a whole list, y'all. If you haven't been, another plug for Naughty Lobster. If you haven't been there, you are missing out. It's Think of it as if you go to any kind of beach town, and that it's not a hole in the wall, but it's got good seafood and the locals
Yeah.
know about it. That's what that place reminds me of, right
Yes.
in Apopka.
Yeah.
Um, and they are so friendly, and the food choices, God, so
And
good.
someone actually bought the big
Oh,
lobster.
that the three
Yes.
foot one or something like
Yes,
that.
they were at the table next to us, so we got to witness like they make it's a big deal when it comes out. And I didn't even grab the phone or anything. I'm trying to be present. So I didn't grab the phone, but it was amazing. Such a good recommendation. I
Good. Well, shout out to them.
shout
They're
out to
sweet
them.
people, and they follow up, and they're just really good human beings. So Naughty Lobster.
Naughty Lobster. What did you do, Ted? How was your
Oh
holiday?
my God, it was wonderful. It was crazy. We stayed home until we went to, of course, that December was nothing but events, right? I mean, I was exhausted by the end of it. But we stayed home for Christmas and then flew out to see my daughter Courtney and her husband and my grandsons for a couple of whirlwind days in Fort Worth. It was freezing, absolutely freezing, but we had a great time. We did a second Christmas out there. We did all the traditions that we would normally do here. We did with them,
Oh,
which was really cool. It's different seeing it through the eyes of kids,
yes.
especially Carter's age. He'll be 4 next month.
Oh,
And it's such a beautiful thing to see it through the eyes of kids. I mean, most of the time we did get gifts, but kids get in that age, my kids especially. Hunter wants money. Just give me money, all money. And there's nothing fun to open, so it's a lot of fun when
oh,
kids are open.
good. Good, good,
So
good.
let's talk about our word. I was telling you before we went live that that show that we did, you were the last show I did in 2023. I had tons of people reaching out to me, either sharing their words or sharing how much they loved our words. So just
Oh.
recap for them. What is your word and what's the thought process behind that for 20?
My word for 2024 is reset. Reset
Well,
button.
why that word? How did that come about? And what is that? Just to educate
Um,
people who
it,
didn't see.
yeah, it came about, I want to say late September, early October. It just kept coming up for me in a lot of different things, in weird ways too. I think sometimes I call it God winking, like he'll wink at us and like, nudge us and this is for you. So I kept seeing it and I kept thinking, I need a reset in my life. I'm in a different place in my life personally and in my business and spiritually, emotionally, so many ways. And I look at it as a good reset, resetting people in my life, you know,
Amen
um,
to that.
some people that were once here or here, and not bad. It's just my energy is different, and I want to, prioritize things and people and places, and so it's a good word. Is it a verb? Is reset a verb?
To reset. You can reset, or it could be a noun or a verb.
Right. So yeah, I feel like there's action in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I'm enjoying the thought of resetting things in my life, and this is a cool year for so many reasons, and
Powerful year. You're getting married
it's
this
a
year.
powerful year. One of my best friends is getting married, and so many people got engaged in 2023. Like that was crazy. Like I think I know 20 something people that got engaged in
Wow.
20.
So they've obviously had a reset too.
Something was in the air.
I like the reset word because it's new beginnings. It's
Yes.
completely blank page.
Yes.
And you get to reevaluate all of your relationships, like you said, your business, spiritual. I think we all need that reset. I think a lot of people look at our resolutions as a reset, and then it doesn't really become part of their fabric of their life, and they just kind of like the gym, and that would never be one of my resolutions, but um, let's say it was in a crazy world. A lot of people give up on that, and so resolutions are known to be broken, but a reset that can be across all spectrums of your life, and I really love that. I really
Thank
do.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Now tell us what your word is for
Yes.
those that might have missed it.
My last year, my word started as prosper. I just felt it was going to be a prosperous year. And then I early on realized ask had to be part of that. And so I spent last year learning how to ask for things in relationships, in business, in general, spiritually, even praying differently, those kinds of things. And then this year, my word is receive, because it's about damn time I'm ready to receive. Bring it. Bring it all. Bring all the good.
Ask,
Bring
ask
all.
and you shall
That's
receive.
correct. And so it just seemed like a natural thing. And I just kept, I didn't feel like, I definitely felt like it was an ask year last year, but I didn't feel like I received what I needed to receive. I wasn't receiving. And that could be my block, could be I wasn't asking in the right way, could be it wasn't the right time, which is sort of where my thought process was. But as soon as I got that word receive, I'm like, okay, I get it. All right, I know where we're at. We've built this. You've had a crazy year. I mean, you had a great 2023 overall.
Mm-hmm.
And my 2023 was fascinatingly challenging. um, Lots of overpromise, underdeliver, lots of relationships that didn't turn out to be the way that I thought they would. But relationships that I didn't have any expectations of, God said, "Yeah, I planted that there for you. You'll see how this is going to play out." And so it definitely, this is the year of receive. And I think a lot of people get frustrated. They plant seeds and they're waiting for their receive. And I get it, right? I mean, I get it. How many conversations did we have where you were frustrated in the place that you were at?
Yes. Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
for sure. I think though, I think in your word last year in asking, I think I think you were receiving. You might, and I think you said you might have had blocks. I don't think you had blocks. I think things were working themselves out for you. I think God was making a way, and He was, preparing you to receive.
Yes. I saw a snippet of a movie that I haven't seen all the way through. It was the sequel to Bruce Almighty, and it had Steve Carell in it. And God, who's Morgan Freeman, is talking to the Noah's wife, because obviously his name is Noah, and he's building this ark. And God says to her, "Well, when people pray for courage, do you actually think I give them courage, or do I give them opportunities to show that they're courageous. And I thought that was so
That
brilliantly written because
that's it.
that's it.
That's
Um,
it.
and so it's interesting. Pray to open doors. Well, you've got
Mm-hmm.
to have the opportunity to open the door. So I think it's very interesting how you frame things.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel really strong about the receive this year. I'm also I'm not on the bandwagon of cutting 7 million people out of my life. I mean, do what you have to do. But I am not sticking with relationships that I feel early on are not productive for me. And I don't mean productive in a money
Yeah.
sense necessarily. I mean, like, okay, well, I don't really need to foster this relationship. In the past, I'd be like, let me collect all the people and let me foster them and let me love on
Yes.
them. And so I am less likely to do that this year. And I've already begun to kind of weed that out a little bit. Not that I would not, if they needed me, I wouldn't be there, but I'm not going to constantly be available. And I think a lot of that comes from I have to open up. I have to again subtract to attract. I have to get rid of things so that I can receive all the things I'm supposed to receive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm super excited for this year. I also made a change at the end of last year. I'm with a fantastic company called Dart Bank, and
Yes.
one of those people with the relationships we were talking about earlier, Dan Morales, who is regional VP for Dart Bank, he showed he reached out and started following me because he's an Aura member, and he was in Michigan. He's both places, but he's somebody I just didn't dream. I mean, he's in the same industry, was in the same industry as me, and it's so crazy how God works things out. I knew I liked him.
He's
Uh,
amazing. He's
yeah,
an amazing human being because him and I have chatted for years too. We've been friends for a while through the power of social media, and even in that platform, you could tell what a genuine, nice human being he is. And then just meeting him in person, and he's like even better in person if at all possible. But
agreed.
salt of the earth, great guy.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that relationship to turn into that opportunity that God was going to give me, but I am super thankful for that. And it's interesting because we just maintain this friendship. We're growing this friendship. I tried to refer him some business that I couldn't do, and I just kept feeling like that relationship needed to be more, but I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in a place for it to be, or I wasn't in a place where I wanted to accept that maybe that was what my next move was going to be. So those kinds of things we have to be open to. And I think one of the things I struggled with in the past is that I wasn't as open as I could have been to it because I was too busy taking care of things that I shouldn't have had my hands in or shouldn't have been taken care
Oh my
of.
gosh, you would, yeah, you're so extra. You love so
I,
hard. And I remember you'd message me like 11 o'clock at night, this person really needs help. What do we do? And I was with you too, like, okay, and then I learned about my energy and remember to the points and this, like you got to open yourself up to other opportunities
you
that
do.
that are
You do.
waiting for you in line for you.
We have to at one of the shows we have to do. We have to bring your energy person on
We should. Yes. She's
because I'm
amazing.
such a big believer in that. And tell them a little bit so that you keep referring to energy and the points. You have an energy coach,
She's a
for lack of a
pranic
better word.
energy coach. Yes.
Amazing.
She
Like I think it's so cool.
I know. And with my beliefs and everything, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but I knew a lot of people at the time when I had started, using her, talking to her. It was for more professional. At that point in my life, it was a few years ago, but it turned out to be a lot of personal things in my life. She just shifted so many things for me. How I think, the blocks I had in my head, the guilt I had with making money at the time. It's weird, but I did. Um, so we should have her on. That would be a great show.
I would love it. So let's make that happen soon
Okay.
because
No, let's
I
do
love
that.
that. I've had somebody work. I've had an pranic
Pranic.
pranic I've had an energy person on before, and it's fascinating because you don't think you can feel it through the screen, but you absolutely can.
Oh yeah.
100% believe
Yeah,
it.
she's just one of those people. And like, yeah, earlier last, well, the end of last year, I called her again because I needed some help. And, she just puts things into perspective in a way that, and she was telling me in that conversation about, imagine you have 100 energy points, and how do you want to dedicate those points in your day, and how much should go to business, how much should go to your fiance, how much should go to your children, how much should go to friends, how much, and so I really,
Cool.
yeah,
So cool.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll bring her on. All right. Before we wrap up, let's talk about, the we don't have any libations today, kids.
I
Let's
know.
talk about listings and loans. So
I thought
2020.
you were going to say, let's talk about tea. I
Oh,
don't
well,
really have it.
you know what? That needs libations, and there's way too many people who are freaked out if we ever start talking about tea. I can tell you that. Woo! Can you imagine?
Oh, goodness.
Oh
I'm
my,
kidding, people,
we, yeah, we're kidding for now. Don't
for
push it.
now.
Kidding. So talk about listings. Let's talk about the market. I get this a lot. I just did a podcast where I was the guest, and they asked me my opinion about 2024. But they asked me a question, and I want to ask it to you as a realtor. When, in your opinion, is the best time to buy?
It's always a good time to buy
That's what I said. All right. So tell them why. What's your thought
because,
process?
well, because real estate is always an investment. I think it's always, it's always something that's going to make you money. I think, especially if you're a renter who can purchase a home or has been thinking about it. And I think it's always, especially, I don't know, I feel like in this, we're so blessed to live in the area that we live in.
And
Central Florida is a mecca. You
everybody
know,
wants to be here.
everybody wants to be here. Prices have changed over the years. I do have to say that because I get a lot of people from up north that still call me and they're like, what can I find for, I don't know, $150,000? I'm like, price points have changed.
Try Iowa.
Try a different state. Yes. So, but I think it's always a good time. And I especially think it's always a good time to at least have the conversation.
That's
Um,
the thing. So I feel like there's a lot of people that feel like if they have the conversation, they're committing. But what they're really doing is they're planning like they would plan anything. And since this is
right.
such a big deal, why wouldn't you want to have all your ducks in a row so that when you are ready, when that moment comes, or that house comes on the market you've been wanting, or whatever it is, that you're ready for it. And I feel like because of the media, a lot of stuff, people are gun shy and they're like, oh, well, I'm waiting. And I keep saying, well, what are you waiting for? Let's get you ready so that you don't have to wait when you know it's right.
Right.
And I think a lot of people get caught up on well, I want to see how the economy goes. And I love those memes that kind of make fun of people who said, well, I want to wait till this happens and I want to wait till that happens. And they missed out on so many amazing things in the past couple of years
Yes.
that they could have hopped on that bandwagon. But yeah, I'm in agreement. I think every moment is the right moment to buy or at least get yourself ready for it.
Ready.
And the same with selling. Like you have to have the conversation. There is no bad thing about having the conversation with Wendy about selling a home. I feel like people are so afraid, oh God, but she's going to harass me and hound me. And that's not how we work at all.
No, that's not how you or I operate, I think, at all. I probably could be actually better at my follow up.
Right.
But I'm one of those, like, I give you the information. I always say the same thing. Here, here's the good, the bad, the ugly. Let me know if you have any questions. And, even like when people make off, even the craziness, the frenzy of the market, I was like, well, we can, I never was like, oh my gosh, we have to do this now. We have to, that's not my personality. I'm a person that believes what's for you is for you.
Amen.
And if it'll happen, it'll make its way to you. And, um, you know, that's just the way it is. But
I had a buyer come in the last couple of days, and their credit score is a challenge. And But I love the fact that they're like, I know my credit score is a challenge, and of
Mhm.
course, we have, the bank has some people that we know that do credit. Take a look at your credit, try to help you get to where you want to be. And I think that as long as you're dedicated to that process that's set up for you, that's a good thing that they started now. Because if they
Mhm.
continue to do the same thing over and over again and don't improve their credit, they're going to be in the same position a year from now. Why wouldn't you want to take that time, which kudos to them? They want to take the time, they
Yeah.
want to start here. They know there's a goal, they know they're going to have to do certain things along the way to get there. Why would you not want to start now on that instead of next year or the year after? I mean,
Right.
so I just give big kudos to
I
anybody
love
who
those people.
me too.
Those are my kind of people.
And you know what? A lot of people in my profession, a lot of LOs, they are all about the 800 credit score, perfect income, no weirdness. And I'm like, where you find those people? Because we're
Where, like,
we're
tell
all
me, yeah, because like my people are not, I worked at a school for a long time. So my people are amazing people that have modest incomes that just want to be in a home.
yes.
And, they've had life happen to them like I did. Some people have divorced, whatever. Like, I don't have those kinds of people. And I know you help all
I
kinds.
mean,
Like,
once in a blue moon,
right. Once,
there's always a challenge. It could be but you have to be willing to start somewhere, and then
yeah,
you have to work with um, you have to work with a reputable credit company that's really going to get them prepared.
yes.
I've got to give a shout out to Elvis because he's gotten
Elvis.
Elvis Garcia. He's gotten
Yes.
several of my people, took them from wherever they were at to, okay, they're ready, Ted, and they were ready. And so
Yeah.
that's what you want. But it took months, and I'm in it for the long haul. I just am amazed when people are like, oh no, that's not an immediate thing. I'm not going to work with that buyer. It's going to be a pain. Well, good luck to you building relationships, my friends.
For real.
All right, so that is our show. I love it.
That's our
I'm
show.
excited. I'm excited for 2024. I think it's going to be a great year for all of us. We're going to continue to do our show. We may have libations at the next one,
I
but
hope so.
if you guys have ideas or things you want to talk about,
Let us
we'd
know.
love to have you on, or we can ask your question live. But it's going to be a fantastic year. I have a good feeling. It's not the same feeling I had for 2019 when I said that, and then all of a sudden we had COVID. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. It's all going
No.
to be positive and wonderful. All right, Wendy, what's the best
Absolutely.
way they can find you?
Facebook is great. I mean, or I think you did. You put our
Yes, yes, yes. I think so.
our website and
The
or
propertygrowthrealestate.com.
that's it. Yep. What's the best way to find you, Ted?
Oh, look, I've got this new website. Thanks for asking. I didn't even set you up for
I
that.
saw it. That's why I said.
Yeah, so orlandomortgagemaker.com. I just love that little thing, and then it'll drive you to my site. It's got pretty much everything you could possibly want to know about me. You could also find me on Linktree by my name, Ted Bogert. Lots of events there. So if you're interested in events or social media stuff, or recap of this show, and you want to pop some popcorn and watch it again and again, we'd love to have you.
Why
But
not?
thank you so much, Wendy.
Thank you
I'm
for having
excited for
me. Can't wait for next week.
2024.
Can't wait
Yep.
for the
We'll
rest of
see
this
you
year.
guys next week. And if you have anything you want to talk about, please let us know. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.